Indy Mogul.
This week on Indy News, Griffin's Oscar party was tons of fun, because you care about that, right?
Yeah.
Did you know the speed of sound affects your editing? How to synchronize audio? And I challenge Pluraleyes to sync up 132 separate clips.
Yeah!
Hey, Indy Mogulers! I'm here at my own Oscar party where, sadly, I am in a three-way tie for second place behind Shannon, who's in first. So let's go talk to Shannon. Why are you beating me?
I'm going with the odds.
Going with the odds, like a real ass. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Oscar goes to
Best picture.
Argo.
Argo!
Yeah, I just voted with my heart, you know? I followed my heart.
How many of these Best Picture nominees have you seen?
One. And that would be Brave.
Not a Best Picture. Remember that zombie film I made last month? My friend Skylar, who's developing the zombie card game, asked me to capture some real gameplay on video. So I hung a camera and an audio recorder from a chandelier and let them roll while we played. We also picked up shots here and there with my two DSLRs. Having a continuous audio track is nice because it's not a huge file, but it gives me complete coverage. In case I wasn't shooting when something cool happened, at least I have our voices, which I can match to a different shot.
That's great.
But it's only helpful if I can somehow synchronize all 131 video clips with this one continuous audio track. So today I'll explain several methods for synchronizing audio, and I'll show you the only one that worked in this extreme case. But first, when do we need to synchronize audio? If you're shooting with a professional camcorder, the audio from your mic is synced in the camera to the video track. But many DSLR shooters whose cameras don't have XLR inputs or decent audio controls and headphone monitoring opt instead for dual system audio, meaning audio and video are recorded on separate devices, a camera and audio recorder. Two devices means two files that won't naturally line up. This is traditionally why a clapboard is used. The sound of the clap shows up clearly in the audio waveform and can be shifted to line up with the visual clap. Even a hand clap works well, and if your camera is also recording audio, you don't even need a visual. You can simply match up the waveforms from the camera scratch track with the good track from your audio recorder. Keep in mind though that light moves faster than sound, so humans are used to seeing things slightly before they hear them. When you go bowling, for example, you see the ball strike the pins almost instantly, but the sound of the crash hits your ears 53 milliseconds later. If you're shooting video of this at 24 frames per second, that means the audio is delayed by more than one frame of video. So even if you sync your audio and your video exactly, it can still sound wrong if our brain was expecting a delay. For this reason, when I'm trying to edit video to match the beat of music, I often make the cut one frame before the drum kick, because it just sounds better to me. Here's a chart. If the subject is this far away from the camera at these frame rates, then we'd expect the audio to be delayed by one frame. With experience, it's not hard to recognize similarities in two different waveforms. Line them up, listen. It may sound like a slight echo, so fine-tune it. If it sounds like robotic reverb, then you're close enough. Now you can disable the scratch track and it sounds good. But this manual process is time-consuming. For this show, I might start and stop recording for 5 different takes. That's 5 video files and 5 audio files. Fortunately, Final Cut Pro 10 has a built-in synchronizer. I simply select the 2 files, right-click, and synchronize. It'll listen to the audio and line up the 2 files automatically. Final Cut handles situations like these perfectly, and even multi-camera shoots like weddings with maybe 3 video tracks and 2 audio tracks, it seems to work great. But today I'm giving it 132 clips. Let's see if it can manage. 10 minutes later, it's done processing and fail. All of the clips are stacked at the beginning, not where they should be. This always happens. If I give Final Cut too many clips to sync, it just can't figure it out. So lots of people recommend software called Pluraleyes. I've never needed it, but Pluraleyes was developed before Final Cut Pro 10, and for years has been helping people synchronize their audio. It's available for several platforms as either a plugin or a standalone app. The latest version is $199, but I'm using the 30-day free trial. While shooting, I made a mistake. I accidentally used the waterproof housing, which captures muffled audio on the Hero 3. I should have used the skeleton door, which lets in better audio. So right away, I'm impressed because Pluraleyes has no problem synchronizing these muffled clips with the master audio track. But those were just some of the clips, so now let's give it all 132 shots from these cameras. Wow, it gets a lot of it right. Only the shortest shots, which don't provide much audio data to work with, get left behind. But this is a great starting point. All the clips are time-stamped, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to manually place the additional clips. Because Pluraleyes 3 is a standalone app, to get it into Final Cut 10, I'll export an XML file, which has all the data Final Cut needs to open this as a new project. So now that I can clearly see which parts of the game I captured, and exactly where I have 2 or 3 camera coverage, I can start cutting together a pretty cool gameplay video. So Pluraleyes worked even better than I expected, but it's not the only way to do it. If you understand the various techniques for synchronizing audio, then you're able to handle multi-camera shoots or music videos, where you'll probably shoot lots of different takes for each section of the song. However you do it though, if you're shooting with a dual system for audio, just make sure you're always recording on both devices. Because I have made this mistake way too many times, so now I always call out audio rolling, video rolling before each take to make sure that I got it.
I got third place, and I wish I had gone with my gut. I wanted Christoph Waltz to win Best Supporting Actor, and he did, but I didn't vote for him. And I didn't vote for Ang Lee. He's now the second non-Caucasian director to win Best Director, but he was also the first one, so I wish I'd gone for him too. I would have won if I had just picked those two. Oh, I can't believe I lost. Well, speaking of audio, I have a video from Zach King, an RC car chase, which you should check out because there's a lot of great sound effects in it. I just want you to watch it, just listen to all the sound effects he used to really sell it. We also have a Bammo Basics episode about editing to music, which is pretty helpful. And of course, I have this week's new and notable video contests. So, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go to bed now. Good night.